Hi, everybody. We're back today. We have another person that we want to speak about in observing of Veterans, weekend. Like I said, we want to honor the whole weekends for veterans. And Tommy Ingram, of course, a lot of you may not know him. He is a vet. He's a veteran, and he knows a lot about, benefits for veterans, working with veterans, and helping them even to get in school, just all kind of things. I'm gonna let him talk. All things that's going to help this, help those in this, up in this umbrella. They fought for our country, and I feel like there's nothing that we should not be doing for veterans to help them to just live a very productive life. And they're the reason for the freedom that we have here in America. So I just want to go ahead, and Tommy, I'm gonna let you go ahead and just kind of touch on some things. And like I mentioned to you, we're going to talk about, this is going to be an ongoing thing that we're going to do. We're going to talk about this. We're going to look at him. We're going to hammer it in your brain about veterans, because like I said, Tommy is, he knows a lot about this stuff because he's in it and he's been through the trenches. He knows the benefits. He knows how to apply for the benefits, just like my other guest mentioned to you earlier, and that he had some things going on too, Mr. Lighton. So anyway, Tommy, go ahead and just kind of introduce yourself. Tell us your background, your military background, how long you served. And first of all, we want to thank you for serving this country. Thank you for your service. So we're going to first begin to tell you that. Okay, and you can go ahead on, and we'll let you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. First, I'd like to say thank you to Ms. Sandy Lewis. We really appreciate this opportunity as any veterans. We also want to mention Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there, the ones that are here with us and one that's not here with us, right. To all the families, the dependents, and individuals that have veterans in their families or around their families or no veterans. Veterans actually, Sandy, in a larger perspective, we create a mass all around, especially the United States, even abroad. We have veterans all over the world, actually. So when it comes to veteran and the veterans issues that we're dealing with, first I want to say and give individuals the underground of kind of foundation of why veterans are important and what we had to go through to get to this point. Individuals that joined the military from being a civilian and joined the military, we had to go through certain things that made us become veterans, okay? When we joined the military, we had to raise our hands twice to actually volunteer. But to us and me, as doing the research on the military and veterans, the military is one of if not the best organization out there. They take care of everything as it relates to veterans and their families, dependents, and anything that we needed as veterans. And when we was in the military, they took care of everything. Where we slept at, where we ate, where we lived at, our family, the school, anything that you can think about, the military took care of that as soldiers. So what happened is when we went into the military, Sandy, we had to do our basic training. Within our basic training, we had to take shots. We had to go through the basic training scenarios. We had to go through the gas chamber. We had to go through firing ranges. Different things to do as veterans, whether you in the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force, even they got the Air Guard now, which is a Space Guard. So it's all kind of different levels of military services organization that's out there.
Wow, I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening.
So
yeah.
To go forward to what I was trying to explain, we all have to take shots in our arms.
Mm-hmm.
Most veterans remember that. What was in those shots, I have no idea. We didn't ask no questions. We just had to get in line, and we was in line saying, and next, Ingram. So when I got up in there, so you go through there, it's two needles, and everybody out there who listens to me as a veteran, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wow.
So they shoot you in both sides of your arm, and we still got the scars. So whatever fluids, medicine they put inside of us, we never knew what it was, but it was to protect us from whatever they said it would protect us from.
Yeah, going to other countries and things like that.
Other countries. Now that's just in America. Now when I went to Korea, Sandy, we had to take more shots.
Oh wow.
So it's always was something that we had to go through that's in our bodies, maybe we're not familiar with.
Right.
Saying this to different veterans so y'all can be aware of if there's certain things that may be going on with you guys that you may not be familiar with, then you may need to get some things checked out. So the gas chamber, Sandy, is another thing that we had to go through.
Mm.
Gas chamber is prepare us for some kind of nuclear war, which meant that we had to put on this gas mask.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go into like a chamber. A chamber is a small building that they put out different gases to allow us to unloose the mask and then bring
Mm-hmm.
it back to make sure it's sealed correctly. Unseal it, then seal
Right.
it back. So that way, when we're out there and with our goggles on connected to the mask, we can see and be walking through the gases without them actually penetrating the mask, which would save us.
Oh,
So
okay.
in instances like that, we don't know what was in those when in those actual gas chambers or the gas places that we was in when we had to go through that situation there. So it's a lot of different things that different veterans had to go through, whether it was related to some of them had to go to the war, and they had to go training over there and different Iraq and Iran and places that they had to go to Desert Storm. They had some different trainings that we didn't necessarily go through. So anything, listen at this, veterans. We talking about veteran benefits right now. Anything that a veteran went through while in the military, to their parents, to individuals that did not go into the military. This ain't nothing against you guys at all, but that what connect us as veterans. That's a solid bond, like a fraternity in college or a sorority. It's that type of bond that we have that people would never understand unless they was actually in the military. But what the people in the military have to understand, Sandy, is the fact that because of what you went through, you're not the same person. The one that entered the military, Sandy,
Right.
the one that's out now or still in, they're not the same person.
So what you're telling me, mental health in the military is real.
It's absolutely real.
Mental health issues, rather.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's real because it's constant training. It's constant training. I'm talking about, when basic training came, we were constantly trained. It's not like a one-day thing. It's 8 weeks of this training, then it's another 10 weeks of that training, 8 weeks of that. And some people it's not difficult for them.
Right.
Me, growing up in the projects, it wasn't really difficult, but I didn't want them to know that it wasn't as difficult. But not saying it wasn't difficult at all, but some things were pretty difficult. But I had to make sure I prepared myself and know what they was talking about. But the biggest thing was all the physical stuff. It wasn't difficult for me because I played football, ran track. That wasn't a problem. The other stuff, when drill sergeant, they at you all day long, but that's not a bad thing because it gave us discipline. They gave us a sense of how to be in order, how to respect other people in rank. So that was important. I think that's something that need to be in all the schools, of course. But the
Yeah.
constant, the way they had to be at us, it was important, and it definitely to some people, especially our young people these days, they had to even back off from them somewhat because of what we went through. They probably couldn't take it, and some of the stuff that we went through, other people that graduated prior to us, we probably couldn't take what they went through. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And his leadership. Yeah. I guess in a sense, like we talked before about soft skills, that's a part of, yeah, that's, I'm sure that the military taught you guys a lot of soft skills and mainly leadership skills.
Yeah, and the military saying that soft skills are more direct. You have to understand exactly what they mean. They teach us how to salute. Basically, they got different signs for at ease. At ease mean you're at a position of parade rest, but at ease
Right.
you can drop your shoulders. You're paying attention, but you can't move. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no way to move. So they teaching us different things, like when we salute, and then when we salute different officers, that's paying that officer respect. So different things that we had to know when the commander came in there, come there, up 10, jump. Everybody had to get up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There wasn't nobody sitting around trying to figure out where they finna get this up right now. No, whatever was going on, you know what I'm saying? You forgot about it. It's time to get up wherever you at and
Yeah.
get attention. You know,
Yeah.
so you had to get in an orderly manner. Whether you're in the ranks, they had platoon sergeant, they had leaders in different areas. They gave people a chance to lead, so they definitely did that. But they could recognize leaders, and
Mm-hmm.
so certain people were leaders. Some people tried to hide. Like some people tried to hide, and they was actually leaders. They just
Right.
had to be out in front. You see what I'm
They
saying?
didn't want the responsibility,
Right,
probably.
right. So, um, they'll ask you who want to volunteer, and then
Mm-hmm.
they'll push you or whatever, and that's how they'll get some people. But it wasn't something that's easy. I could tell you that. We
Yeah.
had to do a lot of marching. I don't know how they marching now, but we had to march with 120 pounds on our back, which, actually, you talking about 120 pounds pulling your back. I'm like 5'6", Sandy. We had females. I just knew. I said, oh, I didn't know where in the world them females got no 120 pounds on their back. They were walking better than me.
Wow.
Thinking myself, they probably got 40 pounds, but they had 120 pounds on their back also.
Wow.
But they didn't. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but if you look at all of it, in order, okay, here you guys are what? You are protecting the country. So you had to be sharp. You had to, lift heavy weight, in battle. You had to be prepared. You had to get along with your fellow, colleagues that are, your military buddies. And y'all had to do a lot. You had to do a lot. You saw a lot. And, a lot of you that are retired now, coming out of the military, I'm sure that it affected you, like I said, psychologically, mentally, and physically too. So that's why I feel like, for as you and I talk about the benefits of being in the military, for as, soldiers, the gap now for us getting benefits, I think for those that need it really need to change, in my opinion now.
Well, I mean, you absolutely right, Sandy. It does need to change. And what listeners need to understand, those that are in process or have family members that the military, hope you all listening to this. Some of them probably have put in for their benefits, and some people feel like, okay, you know what, I'm okay. I ain't got to put in for no benefits. If you have a family member that's saying that, and y'all need to listen to me carefully, don't listen to them. Make sure they put in for their benefits. A benefit is just that. Y'all need to look at the word benefit. Benefit is something that the military owe you. Okay. If they didn't feel like they owe you that, they wouldn't be saying benefit. A benefit ain't something that they're giving you, it's something they owe you. Everybody can't get a benefit. A benefit is established. Okay. Something that's established for certain things that happened to you while you was in the military. Something happened to everybody while they was in the military, whether you got the shots and something went inside your system, whether you was in an area that was contaminated, whether you went through some certain different things that probably hurt you in some kind of ways, mentally, physically. Some people overseas, they had to put gasoline in these big old vehicles, and some of the gasoline splashed in their eyes. All that stuff, the military is responsible for that. Some of them walking down different areas and war areas, and they stepped on a mine and blew their legs off. Some of them got killed. Some of them seen people get killed. So that post-traumatic stress disorder, when it comes to that, when you've seen that, that's what PSTD stands for, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That means that post means something after, something that you done seen was in the military that's still affecting you right now. People can't sleep, they're sweating, they got sleep apnea. It's all kind of things that affect the person. Now I can say this to you, Sandy. Some people and their families can't deal with the new person that came home.
Wow.
Because that individual, they hear helicopters, they hear fire crackers in 4th of July, or different loud noises, even something simple as somebody dropping their keys, it could affect them just like that. And they can go off on a tirade. So a lot of homeless veterans, because they understand their illness, they decide to be homeless so they won't harm their family members. And that's something that people won't take into consideration. It's some research that we have done as it relates to veterans to understand veterans more. That's why I speak on these things. I can't tell you I know everything, but we have done some very vital research to try to make sure veterans are comfortable and living the best life they can after the military.
Yes. And then in further conversations, we hopefully we can touch on the homelessness, within the vets and stuff, the veterans. And so that is something that we definitely want to discuss with you and kind of, very, very elaborate on that and find out how that can really, really be, dealt with seriously. Yeah. Because even here in this area, remember a few years back, there was a soldier that froze to death living up under the bridge. That shouldn't have happened.
Absolutely. See, it's not to discredit any organization, but some organizations saying that they can only allow so many people in their buildings during the day. And for the life of me, their buildings all over the place. And people can put veterans or different homeless people and not just veterans, anybody that's on the street, they can put them in some buildings. I mean, we're the most wealthiest country in the world.
Yeah.
I think people enjoy people being homeless. They feel like, you know, they have a leg up on these individuals. They can drive down the street and tell their kids, now you don't want to look like that. You don't live right. You're gonna be like that. No, you can be like that also. A lot of them people probably on the street, they probably some of the smartest, most intelligent people out there. They know more
Yeah.
than you probably ever think. But now you can't recognize them because they haven't had a haircut, they hadn't took a bath and stuff like that. They just
Mm-hmm.
had a bad experience in life. Some of them.
Right.
And because of that, most people feel like they are degrading these people. They make them feel like they're not human. So now it's getting cold. Last night it was cold and it was raining, and people outside in this type of weather, animals have problems struggling through this type of weather. So we got a lot of buildings that are not being occupied, churches, business buildings that people can actually stay in and allow them to uh, live this weather problem time. And we need to do something to try to completely destroy this issue when it comes to homeless veterans or any people homeless as it relates to being homeless.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I'll tell you, I appreciate that, Tommy. Yeah, you enlightening us on that too. Yeah. Well, I know you have things to do this afternoon, but please can you close us out on some things that upcoming things that we can speak on and we can talk about. And this is going to be an ongoing conversation about, definitely when it comes down to the veterans. I definitely think we need to talk a little bit more about this, not only just on Memorial Day and November. Seriously.
Yes. Yes, and I want to mention this right here because we talked about it last time we had a conversation. I am the president of the president of the SVA here in Augusta at Augusta Technical College. SVA stands for Student Veterans of America. We actually had an opportunity to go to some different leadership conferences. We had one we went to in Washington, D.C., which was a major conference that we had that showed us and taught us a lot about the veterans benefits and what benefits they want to do and pushing the benefits out there. The reason why I'm saying this because the military, the Veterans Administration is pushing for veterans and their dependents to get these claims, to get these scholarships. They got scholarships here for colleges, for the veterans and their dependents. So it's a lot of information out here that veterans are not privy to, but actually they have the opportunity to get these things if put in the right place. So you have to ask the questions. You have to get into the right people. Don't take no for an answer every time somebody tell you no. A lot of people saying no because they're lazy. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to do their paperwork for you.
Yeah.
So they say no. Don't listen to that. I never listen to no. I go to the
Yeah.
next person. I'm gonna keep asking the questions. I'm gonna keep calling you. So if a person that's out there that works for the VA, if they ever get me as somebody they got to take care of, they got a problem, but they don't go ahead and get mine fixed. I'm gonna keep calling you every day. I don't care, and that's how y'all got to be out there, veterans and veteran dependents. And I'm gonna say this in saying before I go that we are trying to push, and we need help from everybody out there. And I'm gonna take this opportunity to do this. Sandy and I are working on a lot of different things, but as it relates to veterans, there are some major things that we are pushing as veterans and dependents. One thing, and this is the first time y'all probably heard this, if not, I want y'all to push and share this and get it to the highest courts, okay, as it relates to veterans and their dependents. A veteran's dependent, let's just say you have a husband that's a veteran and their wife is a dependent. That wife becomes a dependent because she's a part of that family of the military. Okay. They take care of the veterans' dependents. They make sure that the veteran get a substantial amount of money for that wife and children. They allow them to go to college because of that veteran. It could be a female veteran with a male as a dependent also. So it could be a male or female that's a veteran. It don't matter. Both of them are as dependents. You are titled to certain benefits. They have scholarships for veterans, dependents. They have all kind of different avenues of finances that support the fact that the military umbrella is trying to make sure that veterans live a special, good life out here. So don't listen to anything that somebody trying to tell you don't get your benefits. You okay. And y'all stop signing and say y'all okay. Because when you say you're okay and you're going to these VAs, you don't get your money, you are taken away from your family. You're taken away from your wife. You're taken away from your children. Your children can go to college for free and get a check every month for $1,300 or more if they go full time. Full time is 12 credit hours a semester. Okay, so these are the things y'all got to look into. Stop sitting around thinking that it's not benefits out there. It's all kind of benefits out here, and Sandy and I are going to continue to talk about it. And some more stuff I want to express later on, Sandy.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of benefits. Because Sandy, she ain't saying that, but she's actually, her father was a veteran, so she's a dependent. You see, it's different things Sandy probably don't know. Her father went through that she heard that she don't know about, but it's some benefits you probably still can get because of your father. You don't know about it.
Right.
If he left benefits on the table, then there are benefits out there for you. They're not gonna say nothing. If all veterans out here don't never put in for benefits, they're not gonna run behind you and beg you to put in for benefits.
That's true. I've heard that.
To do it. Once you put your claim in, you got it in. Okay, now it's on them. They're gonna send you information, correspondence. We got your claim. We're gonna talk to you in 2 weeks. We got this right here. They're gonna send you out to what they call a QTC appointment, where they're gonna talk to different outsourced doctors about whatever claims that connected to you doing while you was in the service, called service connected disabilities, right? Those are the things that you can do. So sometimes a lot of people don't like to say this, but va.gov, write that down. va.gov, va.gov. Anybody can put in for their claims on va.gov. Only thing you got to do is upload your medical records. Yeah. Your medical records.
14.
Yeah, DD-214, your medical records. You got to, sign in, give them all your information. But once you sign in, you're going to have to give them a password, write down your password so you won't forget about it. But you will be able to put in for your own claim to get your finances from the VA.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that's great information. And like you said, they're not going to tell you the benefits that you are entitled to.
No. It's some big stuff that we're going to do, Sandy. We're doing a veteran summit we're working on, and we got some big 5 major things that we're going to address, and we're going to address it on the show once we get the information out. So we will need veterans' help. Every veteran that's out there, Sandy and I are going to continue this right here. We want to do what you call it, Sandy? What we doing?
We're going to do a podcast.
A podcast. Yeah, our podcast. We're going to need veteran support. We're going to need all veterans. We don't care what your race is. We don't care where you're from. We're going to need your information support. We're going to have y'all subscribe to us. Any questions that y'all have, we want y'all to subscribe to what we're doing and connect to what we're doing, because we are trying to help veterans out. We know the information. We're going to research the information. Sandy Lewis is one of the best researchers on the face of this earth. I know
boy, please.
You can't find out. So it's veteran contracts out there. There's jobs that we're going to be letting y'all know about. So these are the things that we know that is out there that we have researched. As an SVA president, I know certain jobs out there that veterans can get just because you're a veteran. Okay, but you have benefits as veterans, veteran dependents, and we're going to let y'all know exactly what's out here for you.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Yes, that is awesome. But Tommy, I think that's can wrap it up for this afternoon, and we will definitely be putting more videos like this out, and then we will also possibly in the near future, if there's going to be questions from others, we can put we can have a meeting at a Zoom meeting or whatever, so we can move forward with this. Yeah. 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 Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And you remember what Tommy said and what it is, va.gov. And Tommy, reiterate that about the va.gov website again for them.
va.gov website. Y'all need to go to that website right now. Say it real slow. I'm going to say it real slow so you can understand. va.gov. That's the website. Once you go to that website, you sign in. They're gonna ask you for your information, your ID card, and they're gonna ask you different questions about your DD-14 and all these different things. So make sure you have all that pertinent information right in your face. Okay. So if you're ready and prepared to upload some documents at the time, go to your VA and get your medical records, the thing that you want to upload, the things that have been service connected. Even if they're not service connected, you can send them in anyway. Then when they get your QTC appointment, they're gonna ask you some different questions about the things that wasn't service connected, because you probably can't get to a VA. So we can get everything done speedy.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. Okay. You kind of went out there for a second, but all right. All right. Thank you so much, Tommy, and
All right,
everybody.
Sandy.
You heard. Okay. Have a
All right.
blessed one. All right.
You
Talk to you later. Bye.